Hi guys, it's Cindy with Pups and Crochet, and I am back with my 100 Days of Halloween, my movie number 33, and I am still catching up. But before I do that, I want to tell you a couple of things. Sending out prayers to everybody in the Hawaiian Islands that got hit by the wildfires. And I seen on the news today that The Rock is teaming up and he is helping to get things rebuilt into that island because the island has his family members buried at it, and that's where he grew up. And I cannot say the name of it. It's Lukalaya, something like that. And then Maui, I think, is the other one that got burnt real bad. So they have started it so that they can rebuild, give these people a place to stay. And also prayers to everybody that's in Florida that is getting hit by that hurricane. I was watching news today. They were showing the devastation of what it has done to that place. And it is just so sad. And if I lived there, I would go help. But I don't live that far, that close to go there. But I would. So, you know, I was watching it today, showing it from the overview with the helicopter, showing how much it's flooded and the mess it made. And it's just a horrible thing. Horrible. So, we are, all of our channels that are from Florida that are not able to update and things like that, don't worry. Everybody will still be here when you get back. I know a lot of them were emailing me saying that they were worried about their channels, and I'm like, don't worry. It's okay. Everybody will be okay. We will still be here. They understand what's going on. Okay. And one more thing. If you have a chance to watch, I didn't do a square because it's not a horror movie, of the Ghostbusters, the new one. I highly recommend it. We just watched it, and I laughed myself silly. Those baby Stay Puffs kill me. And Paul Rudd's in it. Who I love Paul Rudd. He's funny. If you ever see him in Overnight Delivery with Reese Witherspoon, that is funny. And it's hard to find. So I'm putting that on my Christmas list. Overnight Delivery is a very good movie. All right, but the movie I'm here to tell you about today has Glenn from, guess what? The Walking Dead. Who's there with, you know, they killed him off because he got married, so he got killed off. And now he's starting to do all these other movies because he had said in a video that he was always like seen as the kid of the group, which he was because he was the youngest one. And, you know, then Daryl came in. And when they were going to kill off Daryl, they said if people were picketing and said, if Daryl dies, we riot. So they really had to keep him in because he was not an original character. And then when he came in, he went in to be Merle. He read for it, but then they took the other guy first. Because they said he had a more... What was his name?
What?
The guy that played Merle.
His real name?
Yeah.
Rucker?
Ruckard.
Oh, yeah. Rucker or Rick?
I forgot his name. And then you got Daryl. Michael Rooker. And then you got Daryl, who is Norman Reedus, and, you know, then Glenn. And Glenn was with Maggie. And then he died, and Maggie was pregnant. It was so sad. But he got tired of being a little kid in these. So he started doing other movies after he got married. And this one is called Mayhem, and he's in it. And he's working in this business, and he's moving up the ladder, and he gets to be like one of the chiefs of He's one of the chiefs of, like, accounting kind of thing. He is supposed to watch over his section of accounts. Make sure that they're okay. Make sure that they're doing this. Then he finds out, they call him upstairs. And they have the upstairs where you stop to see this girl. And she is like the queen witch. She's mean, she's horrible, nobody likes her. But she is the first stop. Then if she can't handle it, they go all the way up to the top, to the main boss, who's a real... Anyway, so... he's sitting here, they call him up and tell him that he has to sign these papers. And he goes, sign papers for what? He goes, because you failed to do this. You failed. And you didn't do it. Well, before that, he was talking to a lady that came in begging for her house. Because it was going to get taken from her. So she asked for a few more weeks that she will have the payments all caught up. And he goes, look, I'm not the bank. This is the bank's thing. I'm just the middleman. And she goes, and you can't do nothing? Well, you know, he can't. And then he gets called upstairs, so he goes up there. They tell him to sign the papers, and he goes, wait, this isn't my account. None of these are my account. And they go, yes, but when you signed on to take the responsibilities for anything that was to happen. And he goes, yes, with my cases. But they have redone it. Well, then all of a sudden, the building gets locked down because a virus got loose in it. Well, actually, the government put the virus in there to see what would happen. And the first thing that happens is their eyes turn red. And they either turn into crazy nutballs, they turn into anger, or they turn into a little bimbo. Okay, so the bimbos are in the copier room with the male bimbos. And then Glenn gets it, and his eyes turned red on one side, and his goes into anger. And then the girl that was begging for her house gets caught in the building while it's on lockdown. So, what do? They connect together, and they are going to try and make it up to the top floor to take care of the bosses for lying on him. Because he's going to get fired either way. He was actually on his way out carrying his box, because they packed up his box to kick him out when the virus happened and they locked down the building, so he's stuck in there anyway. So, they're on their combo now, and they're on a mission to get up there and fight. And along the way, they fight this, they fight this, they fight this. So they get up to a floor that's empty, that's still under construction. So Glenn has a hatchet. And what does she pick up? A nail gun. That can shoot across the room. Okay? So, here's my square. And there's my nail gun. So this is for mayhem. So, she's carrying this big gun. He's got his axe and then a hatchet, another hatchet in his back pocket. And he's going up there. And then the one guy stops him before he gets up to the girl's office. He tries to stop him, and the girl shoots him with the nail gun, and he puts up his cane like this and catches it in his cane. No. But, as it goes, he gets beat up anyway. Then Glenn gets his super anger, like he turns into the Hulk. He starts ripping through everything. They start finding ways to get up to the top floor. Have to have a key card, have to have this. Then the crabby girl, the mean one that they hate, told her receptionist, hide my black card that takes me up to the 5th floor, up to the top floor. Hide it. Don't tell me where it's at. Well, then when Glenn and this girl comes into the office with the nail gun and the hatchet gonna kill her, she tells her receptionist, get me my card. This is not worth it. It is above my pay grade. Give me the card. The girl gets it, brings it in, and it's in a little crumpled ball like this. And she goes, here. And she goes, what did you do to my only card. And she goes, I took care of it. She goes, I told you put it away. And she goes, well, they offered me more money if I would microwave it. And I did. So there you go. So I quit. Well, then Neil gonna, she's gone. Okay, so they get this other girl. They finally make it up to the top floor. Finally, after all this fighting and everything, they make it up there. The bosses are sitting there and they're like, we're willing to make you a partner, give you a corner office, give you anything you want, paid gas, paid car, paid everything, phone, everything. You just sign this paper and it's yours. And he goes, no, I'm not signing it, but you can sign this. So he had the girl's foreclosure paper. The guy signs it saying that it is not foreclosed, the house is officially hers, and it is paid off from his company. So she's happy with that. And then he tells him, I quit. But if you get a chance to watch it, Mayhem, it is a very good. So the virus lasts for 24 hours. They have to keep them, or 48 hours on lockdown. Then they get let out. That's the ones that make it. So anyway, if you get a chance to watch it, I highly recommend it. It is a good movie. And there's a lot of parts I didn't tell you. And so, that is my movie. Number, 33 today. So hugs and puppy kisses, prayers if you need them. And please remember, adopt, don't shop. Because there are just way too many babies out there. Okay? Bye, guys.